what happened to your tablecloth, right? Well, it's being washed right now, and I happen to have more velvet tablecloths than just the green one. So I decided to put down a different one and try to put some nice color combinations on it, and that's what happened to my tablecloth. Anyway, hi and welcome to this Valentine's Day edition of my Pick a Card readings, okay? Now this is a timeless reading, so you can watch this even if it's not Valentine's Day, but I was requested so many times to do a Valentine's Day specific reading that I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys what you wanted, okay? So this is for singles, couples, people who have a crush, people who don't have anybody, you know, whatever, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the question, how can I have the best Valentine's Day possible, okay? Because seriously, not all of us have a person to spend that time with, and there are other ways that we can celebrate love and ourselves and the meeting of two entities, right? Than just, you know, finding a person and just kind of projecting that all on them, right? So here's the deal. We have a lot of cards here to look at. So each pile is going to have a lot of meat to it, okay? We've got the answer is simple oracle cards, the power of love activation cards. We have God cards for men for the divine masculine. Everybody has an anima and an animus. If you don't believe me, go ahead and read up on Carl Jung. That's Jung. And the divine feminine, that card is actually the top card there. So we're talking about the anima, the animus, our masculine side and our feminine side. If you want to go ahead and apply that to your person, that's fine. If you're in a same-sex relationship, just know that the masculine is the one of you that is more masculine and the feminine is the one of you that's more feminine, okay? We also have daily guidance from your angels and angel therapy oracle cards, okay? So we're only looking at oracle cards today, and our objective is to find out how can you have the very best Valentine's Day, okay? Alrighty. So that said, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you which pile's which. The white butterfly is pile number 1. The turquoise butterfly is pile number 2. You can call it blue if you want, okay? The red butterfly is pile number 3. Pile number 4 is the purple butterfly. Pile number 5 is the green butterfly. And pile number 6 is the pink butterfly. So while you guys are thinking about that, I do want to mention everything you need to know about me is below. That's going to be how you can contact me, my email address, how you can order a private reading with me, gifts and donations, and, you know, anything else, like where you can find me on Facebook, whatever, is going to be down there, okay? That said, let's go ahead and get started, all right? Okay, so we're going to kind of put 4, 5, and 6 out of the way, so that we have enough room to look at each pile. And we are going to start with pile number 1, the white butterfly. Okay, guys. So, your divine masculine energy is a magician, okay? So this is somebody who can really manifest, okay? And then the divine feminine counterpart to your divine masculine, so this would be your anima and your animus, okay, is Joan of Arc, the warrior of light, okay? So this is somebody who has a lot of faith in themselves. They really believe in their own intuitive conviction, okay? And it's really interesting because I could see Joan of Arc being an icon for the High Priestess, for example. And the magician, you know, I'm talking about the tarot, okay? The magician is consciousness, and the High Priestess or Joan of Arc might represent unconsciousness, okay? So that's a really, really powerful duo, okay? This is what's remembered and this is what's forgotten, okay? And it's really interesting because all of this is within you, you know? And it's just about pulling it up out of you when you need it, okay? So this is also telling you have everything you need in order to have a really good day. And this is also I just gotta say, this is a very, very powerful combination. I mean, I know I said it before, but it is, ladies or feminine men, For those of you who are looking for your divine masculine, he's probably going to be somebody who's really good at creating things, somebody who's really good at pulling things down from the ideas to reality, okay? Really good at that kind of stuff. And for men out there are divine masculines there, masculine females. The kind of woman you're looking for is someone who's kind of mysterious, somebody who might be a little bit eccentric, someone who is very intuitive, okay? And probably talks about that a lot, okay? So here is your advice. To have a good day, you're going to need to take a breather, okay? Slow down, do something for yourself, or do something with your person if you have one. Just make sure that you're pacing yourself really well, okay? Practice gratitude. Really take today as a time to write down all of the things that you're really thankful for having. There for a while, I kept a gratitude journal, and oh my goodness, like when I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, why did I stop? Because it's a really, really positive experience to do that. You might want to start a gratitude journal today. That would be something where you can really be focusing on what you have. And, you know, right along the side of that, next to a gratitude journal, you can also have a intentions journal, which is write down all the things that you hope to have, the things you aspire to. Write them as if they're happening in the present tense, like I am successful, or I am so attractive, or I have all the resources I need to pay my bills and buy whatever I want, okay? That line, by the way, came from Stargirl, the Practical Witch. She is one of my featured listings if you ever want to check her out. She talked about that particular line in her video about how to make your own book of shadows, but understand it's really more like an intentions book, okay? So, you know, there's something else. We've got solar plexus chakra, so that lets me know that you're very powerful and you can really take charge of your life. So remember, even if your divine masculine's out there outside of you, okay, this is somebody who can make things happen, okay? And we fall in love with somebody that we recognize ourselves in, okay? Because they hold a mirror up to who we are, okay? And this part of you is inside of you. Even if you're the most feminine woman you know anybody's ever met, you still have this aspect of you, this solar plexus aspect where you're powerful, you can make things happen. And you know, Joan of Arc did that. I can say that, you know. But just know that you're a very powerful being, and that's great. So we've got, what do you desire? Okay, you now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desire. Okay, so this kind of goes back to that intentions thing that I was talking about. It's funny because I hadn't even looked at this particular card yet. Yeah, I would definitely suggest if it's not a journal, find something that's unique to you. Write down what you intend, okay? Really think about, what do you want to manifest in your life? What do you want to create in your life? Because this is a lot of creative force right here. You're in your power, okay? And taking a breather is kind of like stopping and reassessing, like, what do I have that I'm really grateful for, and what would I really like to bring, you know? And make sure that your actions are lining up with what you want to bring into your life, right? And this is basically the best way you can spend your time on Valentine's Day, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody in any of these piles whether or not they're going to be with somebody or not. I just want to focus on what we can do to improve our situation, no matter what situation we're in. All right, guys? Okay. Hi, pile number 2. So, I am not going to tell you whether or not you're going to be with somebody or not. What I'm going to tell you, though, is what you can do to have the best day possible for yourself, okay? So, no matter who we are, we both have a divine feminine and a divine masculine inside of us. It's the anima or the animus, okay? And when we fall in love with somebody, what we see is a mirror of ourselves in them, okay? Most people obviously are gender fluid. Some people are more feminine than masculine, and the other way around. So whichever one of these is going to be a masculine card and one of these is going to be a feminine card, okay? Whichever one you identify with, That's you. And then the other one, that's the part of you that you're looking for outside of yourself, but you also have it inside of yourself as well, okay? You can cultivate it from within. Okay, we have Akilanda, the goddess of never not broken. This person says, everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. What a powerful energy that is. Okay. Wow. Okay. And then we have a corporate shaman. Okay. That's kind of a silly word, but I mean, hear me out. So the corporate shaman's able to move from one spot to another in the business world, okay? They're it's easy for this person to communicate with people of all cultures, people with all customs and that kind of thing. And wherever he goes, he's very successful with that, okay? So he's a really good mediator, a really good communicator, okay? And if he's doing this with love, because remember, your divine masculine has part of you inside of them, and your divine feminine has part of you inside of her, okay? And that's a great combination to have. So it's a really powerful force, okay? Those of you who do not have a person in your life, cultivate the part of you that is lacking so that you can attract that person towards you, okay? All right, so we have you are profoundly clairvoyant. Okay, guys. You guys probably already know a lot of this stuff that's going to be coming out today because you already, I feel like you guys are already really in touch with that aspect of yourself anyway. So use that. Use that and trust it. I really feel like the trust is the part that's most key in this particular group is that you really, you can trust yourself, you can trust your intuition, okay? If you're really attached to the outcome, try instead of consciously doing it, try doing that unconsciously. Like before you go to bed, say, okay, I want to dream about this situation. Like if I really, really wanted a pet turtle, and I really wanted to say, okay, I'm going to get a pet turtle. I might draw this card and be like, well, there's like a little thing and it's inside of a thing that looks like a shell. So that means I'm going to get a turtle. Well, I'm going to like look at everything and try to figure out how I can do that. Like, oh, well, the corporate shaman moves around. So he has to take his house with him in his briefcase or in his suitcase. So he's a turtle, like I know it's kind of a silly example, but I mean, it would be better for me to go to sleep, and as I'm going to sleep, I say, okay, I am going to dream about the solution to whether or not I should get a pet turtle instead. Okay, I tried to use something kind of silly so that it could apply to everybody. Okay, I understand. Okay, so we also have cause and effect. Okay, I think that you're very, if you're very clairvoyant, then you're very aware of cause and effect. Okay, but I think that this goes beyond just like, okay, this causes that and all of that. I think that you have an ability to really look at trends around you and to kind of predict where things are going. You guys might have been the kinds of people that were able to predict an election, for example, that maybe other people didn't see coming. There was one of those in the States a couple of years ago. It would be the kind of person that can really see into the future and really see, like, not just okay, if I do this, then this other thing's going to happen. It's like, if I do this, this other thing's going to happen, and that's going to lead to this, and come up with some effect that seems so far out there, but it's actually really a direct link from what you're causing, okay? So what I'm saying is that one thing that you can do today to help your day be brighter is to be aware of that ripple effect because you're good at it, okay? We have acceptance. Okay, so this is really talking about seeing yourself and other people through, or like in a way that's unconditional. There are so many times where we have expectations that we put on people or we put on ourselves, and then when they don't meet it or when we don't meet it, we get angry. Okay, it happens a lot. I do it. Okay, but one thing that this helps us remember is that we can't put an expectation on humans because humans are going to be making mistakes, They're not perfect. And one thing that's very frustrating when we're aware that there's a spiritual realm, okay, is that we see ourselves as spiritual beings, okay? We see ourselves as these perfect beings. If I say I'm never going to lie to you, then you're going to believe that I'm never going to lie to you, okay? But, you know, I'm human. I'm going to make a mistake sometime, okay? Maybe I'll say something that I didn't realize wasn't true, or maybe I'm going to say something and then not follow through with it, you know, that kind of thing. That's where we have to accept that, you know what, everybody makes mistakes. So, you know, I really feel like your day is going to be brighter if you just accept that idea that not everything's always going to be perfect, okay? I apologize. My windows are open because it's really nice outside right now, and I need to let in some fresh air, and we have a military base nearby. It's kind of secret, and so we didn't know about it when we bought the house, and sometimes they do Air Force drills in odd times. So that's what that was. I apologize. But really what I was talking about was acceptance, and how it's so much fun to know that it's okay if we make mistakes. The important part is that we learn from them, okay? So really keep that in mind, that you're kind of in a school right now by being here, and that you're learning from every single experience you have, okay? And then we've got step away from the crowd, okay? So I really feel like one of the things that we're talking about here, you know, acceptance can be applied also to who you are truly as a authentic human being, okay? I feel like there's going to be some things that maybe people are going to want, you know, today that maybe you're not going to want to partake in, or maybe you're going to have a different idea of how to do that or whatever. That's okay. It's really okay. Really be yourself, okay? Don't go with other people unless other people are like right on with exactly where you want to be, okay? All right. So this is really positive. Gives you a lot of tips on how to have a good day. All right, guys. Okay. So, those of you who picked the third pile, okay, so we all have a divine feminine and masculine inside of us. With gender fluidity, we have that, okay? Some of us identify much more with the feminine, and some of us identify much more with the masculine, okay? So when I'm talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine here, we are talking about you and the person that you want to attract. And the person that you want to attract is a mirror image of the person you have inside of you. It's the same person as the person you have inside of you, okay? So let me explain this. We have Vairayogini, the essence of all Buddhas, okay? I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. Okay, that's very powerful. This is the goddess, this is the divine feminine that you have inside of you, whether you're male or female, whether you identify as more masculine or female, it doesn't matter. This is your divine feminine right here. And then we have the visionary artist. I express my vision. Do you see how that works? Okay. And I just want to say these cards were picked randomly, okay? What we have here is someone who takes their ideas, the female, we have somebody who takes her ideas and she makes them material in the real world. She's a creator. She is, she brings abundance wherever she goes, and she's able to manifest her dreams and her desires. And then we have a visionary artist for the divine masculine, and we have this man who's able to have an idea for the future, have a vision. Maybe they're an artist, maybe they're a musician, and they're able to take that idea and make it happen, okay? So you guys have this divine counterpart. So you can nurture, if you're female, if you identify with the feminine, nurture this masculine inside of you, because you will attract that to you quicker. And if you're a male, or you identify with the divine masculine, nurture this divine feminine, okay? So anyway, so there's some things to think about, right? We have spontaneity, okay? So don't be afraid to take some risks, do something a little bit out of character today, okay? That's what that's telling us, okay? We have the throat chakra. Okay, so make sure that you are speaking from a place of love, Okay, when you're talking, soften your words. And I'm not saying to lie, but just soften your words. Try to help, not hurt. Okay, that's what I tell my kids, and you know what? That's what I tell myself too. So it works for 8-year-olds and 38-year-olds. Okay, and yes, I just told you how old I was. But yeah, this kind of energy right here, it's all about communicating. And it's also about communicating ideas. And we talk about this visionary that expresses their vision. We talk about the essence of all Buddhas, that it, is able to make material. Their expression is really great. Okay. And then we also, this is interesting. We've got the throat chakra and the heart chakra. So it's really interesting how I was saying to speak with love. The heart chakra is able to love unconditionally, okay? So if you are with a person, make sure you're practicing that unconditional love. If you're not with a person, practice it on yourself, okay? It's okay. Whatever it is that you are, it's okay. Because seriously, nobody else can be you like you can, okay? I know it probably sounds trite. It might even sound like something maybe your mother or father told you. But it's true, really. You're the best person for the job of being you. And that's why you're here, basically, just to be yourself. So really, keep that in mind, okay? And practice that love, okay? Whatever love you have inside of you, practice it, okay? And then we have clear the fog. Okay, so this would be... This would be a really nice time to just kind of like take a nice bath and do whatever it is you need to do to just kind of clear your mental energy. This might be smudging with sage if that's what you're into. It could be taking, like I said, taking a bath. It could be cooking a really nice meal for yourself. It just, meditating. It could be playing Tetris or doing a crossword puzzle. Just whatever helps your mind calm down and get clear, okay? Because it seems like there's some things that you're missing in your environment right now. There's things that you're not noticing that you could be noticing. If you just kind of try to de-stress, find ways to manage that, okay? And manage it in really small steps so that you're sure that you can make your goal, okay? And make sure you're managing the stress in some sort of way, okay? Whatever it is that's fogging up your mind. One thing that I do have to say, and understand, I'm just sensitive to this because I have mental illness, and I'm also have a degree in psychology. I just want to say that if you are having a problem with any kind of fog in your mind, let's say from anxiety or from depression, or you're just not thinking clearly and this is interfering with your ability to function, then I would really strongly suggest that you get some professional help of some sort. Obviously I'm not a professional, but you can get some professional help for that, because it's just not worth it to live in that place all the time. And there are ways that you can get out of it. Sorry guys, for those of you who aren't in that situation, it's just something I like to say when I see stuff like this. All right, guys, so really focus in on your heart chakra and your throat chakra, okay? You can Google that and you'll find a whole lot more information about it. And know that you and your divine masculine or you and your divine feminine are here to create, and to take your vision and make it happen. Okay? Don't be afraid to be spontaneous today. All right, guys. Okay. Those of you who picked the 4th butterfly, it is the purple butterfly. Okay, so we have a divine feminine and a divine masculine inside of all of us. It's called our, sorry, I was looking at it and I was like, great, it's a word that I can't pronounce. It's basically part of our anima and our animus. If you want to look that up, it's Carl Jung, okay? That's where he talks about that. It's based on what Plato talked about when he talked about how we're all one soul that's split apart and we're trying to come back together, which is the canon for the twin flame story, okay? And so basically what we're talking about is the divine feminine and masculine does exist in all of us, okay? But we are going to generally identify with one over the other, and your partner is going to identify with the other over the other, right? However, there's both of that in you, in the same way that there's both of that in your ideal partner, okay? So we have Khadijah, the mother of believers. I'm spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. What a powerful woman. Okay, so this is the divine feminine for you guys, all right? And then we've got the ascended master for the divine masculine, okay? So we have two people that mean business. These are people who are both very highly evolved. They're no nonsense. They're like, you know what? I'm going to make it happen, and that's the way it's going to be. And I'm going to do it with love, and that's just the way things are, okay? If you identify with the divine masculine, you know, bring up this energy of the ascended master. If you identify with the divine masculine, bring up the mother of believers, okay, in your life, okay, because this is going to help you find that perfect relationship for yourself, okay? So your advice is to shield yourself, okay? One thing about Valentine's Day is that a lot of people can be kind of negative on it, right? And it might even be you, you know. I know that in the past I've been really negative on Valentine's Day before. I've actually historically had really bad luck on Valentine's Day. But yeah, shield yourself from that negative energy. You don't have to have a bad day just because X, Y, or Z. You can have the best day that you want, you know. Understand that if you let that kind of energy in, then it will start redefining your day for you, you know. There's nothing to worry about. No matter what's going on today, it's not, you don't have to worry about managing it. You don't have to worry about doing anything about it right away. Right now you can have a relaxing day today, okay? We also have action, which is really interesting because I just said you don't have to do anything about it. What this is about, though, is putting your love into action. What you love to do, whether it's music, whether it's telling the person that you care about that you love them, you know, or whether it's watching Netflix or whatever it is, you know, that you love, eating ice cream maybe, exercising, do that, okay? Because that's, you know, you've got to express that love somehow, okay? Whether you're doing it with a partner or you're doing it by yourself or you're doing that in your heart space or your mind space or in the spiritual space with your partner by sending them love that way, express that, okay? Express that through something you love, okay? And then we also have give it to God, okay? I understand not everybody is going to believe in God and not everybody's going to call it that, okay? So whatever it is that you do believe, spirit, the universe, earth, the powers of science, you know, your higher self, whatever it is, let things go and know that they're going to be taken care of by you, by somebody, okay? By something, you know, it's going to be taken care of, okay? You really got this, and this coupled with the, you know, there's nothing to worry about, you don't have to worry so much, lets me know that you're probably in a state right now, whether it has to do with Valentine's Day or not, it doesn't matter. You're probably in a state right now where you're really trying to control something in your life. I know that I'm in a state right now where I'm making an oracle deck, and I'm really trying to control it, but I know that I have to work with my best friend. You know, we're making it together. It's a communications guy, for those of you who are interested. And I know that sometimes I just have to kind of like throw up my arms and just allow it to happen instead of trying to force it to come out, you know, that kind of thing. That's what I feel like this is. There's nothing to worry about. You know, don't worry about it. Just create it. Don't worry about it. Give it to God, okay? So that is your message today for how to have the best Valentine's Day you can, all right? Hi, pile number 5. Those of you who picked the green butterfly. Okay, I've said it to everybody so far. I'm going to say it to you. We all have a divine feminine and a divine masculine. Okay, Carl Jung called it the anima and the animus. And Plato called it... Plato, you know, supposed that there was one soul, and it split apart at one point, and there's the feminine and the masculine, and that we spend the rest of our lives trying to reconnect with that, okay? That's the origin for the twin flame message, okay? For those of you who are interested in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a divine feminine and a divine masculine, and this will match with you, okay? So whether you identify as more feminine or masculine, doesn't matter. Just know that the one that you identify with, okay, is going to be the one that represents you. And the one that you don't identify with as much represents an aspect of you that's there, it's alive there, but you're also looking for it in the outside, okay? So, those of you guys who are watching, we have Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of the body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. Wow. She's really powerful, isn't she? Yeah, she makes her reality, okay? And she decides what she's going to do and what she's not going to do, okay? And so I feel like the divine feminine here with you guys is very strong-willed, very independent, and knows what she wants, okay? We have the divine masculine. We have the green man who is the guardian of Earth. Wow. So any of you guys who know the origin story of Lilith, I'm not going to get into it, will really appreciate why we've got the guardian of Earth and Lilith, the first woman, as being two that comes up. I don't think that that could be any more perfect. So your divine masculine is the world, okay? Your divine masculine, if you're a female, okay, is going to be a person who is very sensory oriented, somebody who's very conscientious, okay? Somebody who can be really amazed by just what is out there in the world, okay? And those of you with you know, that are divine masculines, your woman is going to be very, very independent. And she'll know what she wants, okay? So, for example, using Valentine's Day as an example, if your woman tells you that she wants a stuffed platypus for Valentine's Day, okay? I'm trying to think of something that's really ridiculous. That's what she wants. Don't give her flowers. Don't give her jewelry. Don't give her chocolates or like an expensive spa day. She's not going to like it. She's not going to want that. She wants the stuffed platypus, okay? Some of you guys who are watching are my friend, and you'll know, or are my friends. I have more than one. I do. And you'll know what I'm talking about. One of my friends, I asked him for a stuffed platypus for my birthday, and I think it might have started it would have started a small war if he hadn't have gotten it. So, yeah. So, let's go back to Valentine's Day, though. Okay, so we've got, listen to your intuitive feelings, you guys. Even though you've got a lot of earth in here, and you've got a lot of presence in the world, you know what you want in the world and all of that, you are still a spiritual being, and you are still intuitive, okay? You probably have more clairsentience than you do clairvoyance, for example, or clairaudience. That would be the feelings, okay? You feel more, okay? It doesn't mean that you know, being empathetic and being an empath, for example, is your only gift. I'm just saying that based on this card, it's probably a strong suit. Really listen to what you're feeling today, okay? It's going to really guide you. Just the way that thoughts have information about it, they might have facts, they might have opinions, they might have beliefs. Your feelings carry so much information too. They let you know if there's danger. Sometimes we just feel nervous and we don't know why. That's our feelings telling us, hey, be on alert. You know, sometimes we feel really relaxed, okay? And that's our feelings telling us, hey, you know, we can rest now. That kind of thing. Listen to your feelings. It's telling you information. There's so much information that's in our feelings. And so when we try to ignore our feelings, or we try to push it down, you know, and not think about it, you know, we're doing ourselves a disservice, you know? And, you know, I guess traditionally men do that more than women, you know, traditionally, I guess. But I'm the kind of person that'll push my feelings down, okay? I promise, I really am. And that I've learned that as I examine my feelings and really bring them up and like look at them, you know, and try to look at them as objectively as possible, it gives me a lot more information about what's going on in my world than when I try to be like, oh no, I don't want to think about that, you know, or whatever. Also, joy, okay? Really think about what makes you happy, okay? Because that is what is going to That's going to show you what you need to bring more of into your life, okay? Regardless of whether or not it's romance or not, whatever makes you joyful, make sure that you're surrounding yourselves with things like that, okay? If you need to, like, actually go out and be around something that helps you feel more happy in general, like, for example, I always feel happy when I go out and I take a walk and there's lots of trees around me, you know? So if there's something like that that you have, you know, do it, okay? All right, so we have forgiveness, and this is an interesting card to come up. Forgiveness isn't so much about just saying, okay, you did that, and that's okay, and I'm gonna just, you know, maybe pretend like it didn't happen. Forgiveness is about recognizing that everybody's human, everybody's gonna make a mistake, and that and about realizing that, you know what, the person or you that made a mistake, you know, they're human. And you're deciding that you're going to love the human, you're going to love the person, the spirit, okay? And you're going to forgive the human for being fallible, okay? Because nobody's infallible, right? So forgiveness is more about accepting the humanity in another person or in yourself, if it's that kind of thing. And then we've got to spread the light, okay? What makes you joyful? Share that with somebody else, you know? And share ideas. Maybe you read a really good book recently. Spread it. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about the great book that you've read, okay? I mean, seriously. And do these things and you'll have a very positive day, okay? This is the best way you guys can have a good Valentine's Day, okay? All right. Those of you who picked the pink butterfly, here is your reading. Okay, so everybody has a divine feminine and divine masculine. I've said this in every single one, so I kind of feel like I'm a skipping record. Okay, and you know, Jung calls that the anima and the animus, and that came from Plato, who talked about how we're all one soul, and we split into two, and one of them's the feminine and one of them's the masculine, and then we spend all of our lives trying to find that other person, and that is the story behind the twin flame, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna be pulling a card that's for divine feminine and divine masculine, and this should be the best card to represent the divine feminine in you and the divine masculine in you, because guess what? We have a little bit of both inside of us. We have gender fluidity, okay, guys? So while I personally might identify more with the divine feminine, that doesn't mean that the divine masculine isn't present in me, okay? When I'm feeling more masculine, my divine masculine's there too, okay? So that's how it works. And the person who we are most attracted to tends to embody that divine masculine, okay? And has a little bit of that divine feminine as well. So, the divine feminine in this is Machig Labdron, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I hope I pronounced all those words right. I see the light in my own darkness, and I face my ego beliefs to feel free. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is somebody who's really willing to look at their shadow self. They're really willing to look at their own darkness. This person's really doing some major work in their life, okay? So I really respect all of you guys that are watching this one. That's amazing to me. And then we have the Fool as a divine masculine. I leap with faith, okay? This is somebody who wants to start their journey. They want to have as many new beginnings as possible. They want to experience, and they're willing to trust, you know? What a great combination. Because if you can really trust that looking at that darkness is going to bring you something joyful, then I mean, you can really like level up like 20 times faster than anybody else, especially if you're willing to take those risks over and over and over again. I mean, think about how many journeys, how many fool's journeys that we have in our lives through, you know, as marked out and laid out by the tarot, you know. Basically, you would be the kind of person that is working on multiple spiritual aspects of yourself at once, okay? And regardless of what gender you identify with the most, your person's one of these people too, okay? So here's your advice. So to have the best Valentine's Day, you've got to visualize success, okay? So think about what you want to do today. Think about what you want to have happen today and visualize it, okay? It might not happen today, but just know the more that we visualize and the more that we start putting that manifestation into action, the faster we are able to get what we want, okay? And again, just like the Fool, you've got to trust that you've already have it. Use it in the present tense. Imagine yourself as you look now, getting what it is that you want. And if you want to, you can even say it out loud. I am successful. I am beautiful. I am loved. I have found the most amazing person to spend the rest of my life with. You can say these things, and as you visualize it, you help manifest that, okay? There's a lot of power in what you believe, what you think, and what you say. It's all about training your unconscious to act as if that's already there. Because as soon as you act like that's already there, other people are going to treat you like that's already there, including whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, okay? And then we also have listen, okay? I feel like some of you guys are getting some guidance from Spirit, and they're asking you to listen. For those of you who, I guess maybe don't operate that way, just know that, you know, maybe a song will come on the radio, or you know, maybe a song will come on your playlist at the right time. Maybe you'll hear somebody say something today that'll be, you know, really helpful to you. Maybe there's something that that you're gonna think today, and you've got to listen to what you're saying to yourself. So really listen to what's going on, not only external sounds, but also what you're telling yourself, okay? Because I think that will help you kind of jumpstart a new chapter, okay? Right. So, this is so funny. We've got priorities, and it says you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. How many of these have been about manifestation? You guys are making it happen. That's what you guys are doing. So yeah, you know, what's the number 1, number 2, and number 3 thing you want to get done today? Think about that and make it happen, okay? Because you'll be able to make it happen, okay? Just think about what are the things that you have to do. Okay, be realistic, okay? If your number 1, 2, and 3 priorities is to meet Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Johnny Depp, I mean, you can go for it. I'm not trying to dissuade you, okay? Maybe you live on a movie set and those 3 people are actually there. I don't know. But, I mean, you know, make some priorities, and, you know, that are achievable, and you'll get them done, okay? Just focus on them and identify them and be like, that's what I'm going to spend my energy on today, okay? And you'll do it. All right, and last, love your body. Okay, so some of you guys, now I don't feel like it's all of you, but some of you guys might be the kinds of people that are kind of having some body distortion right now. When you look in the mirror, you're like, ooh, you know, I know that as somebody who has gone through several decades, you know, I still think about myself the way that I looked when I was like 18 maybe, and that was 20 years ago. So sometimes I'll look in the mirror and be like, whoa, who's that? You know? And I mean, and it's not that I don't love the way that I look now. I do. I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. It's just that sometimes I'm surprised that I'm not young anymore like that, okay? Sometimes I'm surprised that, you know, now that I've had a couple of kids, my body's kind of rearranged itself in an odd way, right? Love your body, okay? Because your body is the shell that holds your soul, okay? And it is such a divine thing. And if you want to change your body, you can do that. All you have to do is go on a diet. All you have to do is maybe take some meds if that's something that you need. You can exercise. You can go to boot camp. I mean, you can do whatever it is in order to get, I guess, in shape, or in order to, you know, some people need to gain weight, or in order to, you know, you could get plastic surgery, I guess, you know, as long as it's real safe and you really trust your your doctor and everything. I mean, there's different things that you can do to help yourself look better. But when it comes down to it, your body is just an encasement for your spirit. And as long as your spirit's aligned with love, your body's going to be fine, okay? But yeah, I mean, I understand though, because I mean, I understand what it's like to not feel great about the way you look, okay? I mean, I'm 38 years old and I've gone through a lot of different body shifts, so I do know that. But the kind of person, the kind of person that I am now just values the fact that I'm healthy, and that, every so often I practice love of my body by getting a massage or taking a nice bath or just doing something that's really pampering myself. So for those of you who are just fine with your body and everything and all of that, and even for those of you who aren't, maybe you could go out and buy some new makeup, maybe you could buy some bath bombs, maybe you could buy some, a nice manicure or a massage, or you could go out and run, whatever it is that you need to do. Right? You can even eat a piece of cake if that's what you want to do, okay? Because your taste buds are part of your body, and I know that I love mine. Whatever it is, though, seriously, do it, because taking care of your own self helps you learn how to take care of other people, So, I mean, it looks like you have a lot of really good advice here. It looks like you guys are really powerful. I'd be kind of like a little bit intimidated by you guys if I met any of you guys in person, probably. And really, you've got it today. You're gonna have a fine day. Just keep in mind what we've talked about. Okay. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching to the end of my video. I love all of you guys, and I hope you enjoyed my Valentine Day special today, okay? I know that it wasn't, let's say, who you're going to spend it with, or, whether or not you're going to get some action, or whatever it was that maybe you hoped it would be, but I really wanted to try an angle that would be available for everybody, okay? Thank you guys so much for your feedback and your support. I can't tell you how much I love it. I love reading the comments, and I still do read every single one of them. I just can't respond to all of them, okay? And know that if you've made a request, it's on my list, okay? And I will take care of it. I sometimes bunch a bunch of requests all into one, because some questions are asked over and over again. So I do want to tell you guys that if you do have a suggestion of a pick a card reading you'd like to see, please leave that in the comments, or you can email me directly, okay? Because I have my email address down there. Okay, I celebrate every single one of my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy that I am able to have this channel to do so much positivity, and I will see you tomorrow at our next pick a card reading.